evening. May they play to the best of their ability, free from injury and according to the highest standards of sportsmanship. And may all of us in our daily lives seek to do your will for your greater glory. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Ignatius, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. No different. You know what? Sometimes when you hit it, it sounds like it's starting a no different.
It is because of the fact that I don't want to take a chance that I'm going to end up with the wrong thing. So I started with positive.
Abundance.
Welcome to Higher Family Park for the Jesuit Tigers in a district matchup tonight against Hillsborough Terriers. Terriers come in 5-2, and the Jesuit Tigers come in number 1 ranked nationally at 7-0. I'll let the stadium announcer announce our starting lineup out into the field. Jesuit will send to the mound tonight Josh Mallets. Mallets, a 6'4", 200-pound senior, headed to Oxford, Mississippi next year to pitch for the Ole Miss Rebels. He has 2 appearances, a 1-0 record, pitching 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 earned run for an ERA of 1.17. He struck out 9 batters on the year and walked none. He'll be throwing to Bennett Lee behind the plate. Behind him at third base will be Nick Rodriguez. Shortstop Jalen Niles, Malachi Woodside at second base, Cole Russo at first. Out in the outfield and left field, B.J. Graham. Center field, Jonathan Shoup. Right field, Joe Casal. And up to the plate's going to step a 5'8", 140 sophomore, Adrian Arroyo. Averaging .333, that's 7 of 21. On-base percentage of .444, including being hit by 2 pitches and drawing 3 walks on the year. He's got an on-base percentage plus slugging of .825. 4 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and he's tied for 5th in the district with 1 run scored. And the first pitch is in, and that is a hit by pitch.
First time Adrian Arroyo used the base, had to hit by a pitch, and now when they play the Ray Ball Slater.
Left-handed hitting Jack Slater steps up. Batting .273, a 6', 155 junior. Mallett slings it over to first base. Oh, almost got him. Very quick move by Mallett. Slater, slugging .500, has had a double and a home run. He's tied for second in the district with home runs with that one slug. Mallett fires it in, and it's low, missing ball one. Another pickoff attempt at first base, and he slides in safe.
Is there two regionals being played? Because you know, normally there's 4 teams in the division.
Comes set, fires, in there for strike one over the outside corner.
Strike.
0-1.
It's not working quite right, Terry.
What's that?
That gate's not working too well right now.
You sure it's not operator error?
Well, you sound like IT now.
They kind of close it and the latch keeps trying to just back up.
Which gate? The little man gate there?
It's got to do with the netting, the way the netting locks it.
And a ground ball, bouncing ball to the second baseman, over to Niles, bare hands it, over to first base in time, and it's a twin killing. Beautifully done by Woodside, Niles, and then Russo on the end of the 4-6-3 double play. That'll bring Brady Burgess up. 391 average for the 6'1", 195 junior. Mallett's into the windup. Twists the curve. Misses outside, ball one. And into the windup, kicks and fires, and that is, wow, low and in, but looked pretty close to me. The 2-0 from Mallett's. Hit a soft liner into right field, and it looks like Shoop's under it, and he's got it. Nice quick inning for Josh Mallett. And Mallett's a clean inning as he has 6 total pitches, 3 balls, 3 strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. That's going to bring up the top of the lineup to face sophomore Salvi Urso. And Jesuit's #1 ranked team is going to send up their leadoff hitter, Bennett Lee, a 6', 210 senior, headed to be a Tulane Green Wave catcher next year. He sports a .350 average on 7 of 20 hitting. On base percentage of .519. Wound into that is 6 bases on balls and a hit by pitch. He slugged .650 with 4 doubles and a triple to rank him 7th in the district in that. He has 7 RBIs, and that's good for a 5th ranking in the district. And his OPS is 1.169. Very productive hitter, a tough guy to face right out of the gate.
So.
And we have a dead battery on our radar gun. So I'm going to eyeball it tonight. Sorry about that, folks. And up steps Bennett Lee. And Urso stands in. Both feet on the rubber. Into the windup. His first pitch, a sidearm delivery, misses outside, well outside for ball one. The second offering, That one's in for a strike. Called over the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. A deceptive sidearm, almost submarine delivery from Urso. And the 1-1. Lifted into left field. Over there in time for a diving grab and a great play by left fielder Terrell Howard to get Bennett Lee on a fly out to left field. And up steps B.J. Graham, the district's home run leader with 2. He is a 5'11", 200-pound junior. And it'll be lefty against the Submarines righty. And he misses on a breaking ball up high. The 1-0 misses just inside. 2-0. Tough spot to be in against B.J. Graham. And he pops it straight up in the air. Who's going to call that? Looks like the shortstop's going to come in and get it. Squeezes it for out number 2. Up steps Cole Russo, the UCF commit, 6'2", 210 junior. With 2 doubles on the year and always a threat to take one deep. The first pitch from Urso. Spins a curveball that misses outside. That curveball misses low, 2-0. And he takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1. And Urso mixes his delivery. It certainly mixes his release point a bit. This one comes from sidearm, and he twists that one in there for strike 2, taken on the outside corner. 2-2. And a sharp ground ball to the second baseman is going to retire Russo. And that's 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base, and a clean inning from both pitchers to start this one. Josh Mallett's the future Ole Miss Rebel will first face Tanner Jones. And Tanner Jones is in the top 10 in a number of different categories offensively. 5'8", 150 sophomore with a 500 average and 10 of 20 hitting. On-base percentage is .615. He's got 3 walks. 3 times he's been hit by pitch. 2 doubles. Counts into his slugging percentage of .600 and an OPS of 1.215. That's pretty good, kids. 5 RBIs, and that ties him for 10th in the district. And Mallets will bring his low 90s, upper 80s fastball, a sharp breaking curveball, and he pulls the string on a changeup. And his first offering is driven to center field high, and Shoup is under it, calls it, waves everybody off, and grabs it. And it's 1 pitch, 1 out for Josh Mallets.
Yeah, it's on the back. Very back.
Number 33, Sally Urso, pitcher.
That's going to bring up Salvi Urso, who trades in his pitching arm for his bat, and the sophomore stands in against Mallets and swings through for strike 1. He has 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and is batting .292 at this point. And Mallets spins a curveball and gets him way ahead of that one. He's quickly to 0-2. Mallets looks into Lee, gets the sign, 0-2, and that curveball is popped straight up. Looks like Niles is going to call it. Calls off Woodside, squeezes it just behind second base in shallow center field, and we've got 2 away.
Number 10, Trevor Jones.
And up comes Trevor Jones. Trevor Jones is a 5'11", 165 senior, batting from the left side. He takes ball 1 over the outside corner. Mallets walks around a little bit, kicks some dirt around the rubber, stands in, gets his sign, and he's into the windup and the pitch, and misses just inside with a fastball. It's early and it's scoreless. It's the top of the second inning in this district matchup. Josh Mallets, 2 balls, 1 strike. He's got 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And the umpire stops and says, Josh, if you're going to go to your mouth with your fingers, you got to wipe off your fingers on your pants. And Mallets is a little bit confused. He's kind of looking in like, huh? And he misses low. And that's going to be ball 4.
Number 5, Terrell Howard, left field.
Terrell Howard, who had a beautiful diving catch on Bennett Lee's fly ball to left field to lead off the Jesuit bottom of the first. The 5'9", 155 senior has a .375 average on 6 for 16 hitting and has stolen 3 bases and scored 5 runs. Mallets comes set with his back to first base. Howard shows bunt. The ball comes right in at his chest, and in a defensive effort simply to protect himself, he ends up fouling the bunt off down the first base line. A 2-out bunt effort fouls away, and it's 0-1, and another pickoff attempt from Mallets. He does a great job of keeping them close at first base. On deck awaits Donald Gorgai. The 0-1 fastball over the inner half, called strike 2. And now Mallets is 0-2. Kicks, fires a foul ball out of play down the right field line. Josh Mallets, the future Ole Miss Rebel, 11 balls, 10 strikes, and 21 total pitches thus far, and he just balks. He looked like he got in between coming set and wanting to turn and go to first base, and that's going to move Trevor Jones over to second base into scoring position, and you could tell by Mallets' body language he could tell. Sort of lifted his chin heavenward and said, hope they don't see that, and they saw it. So Terrell Howard now has a friend at second base, but an 0-2 count. And that's going to be strike 3. Mallets, after the balk, comes in with a curved ball over the middle of the plate, taken for strike 3. And then the top of the second, Mallets gives up no runs, no hits, and no errors, and there's one batter left on base. That's going to bring up Nick Rodriguez, Henry Polites, and Joe Casal.
He's got it well timed.
And a curveball gets Nick Rodriguez swinging for strike one. Nick has been just about as hot as a fever blister on a fire ant. And Urso spins a curveball in there, taken, ball one. And Nick Rodriguez has a 1-1 count. There's that curveball right back to Urso, and he's got an easy out, flip over to first base. And Henry Polites ended the last game with a dramatic walk-off 3-run home run. And there is a line drive to center field, and that's going to drop in for a single as he got a curveball that spun down right into the barrel of the bat, and he keeps his hot bat alive.
Here's Joe.
Casal, the 6'2", 185 senior, heading to Adrian College next year. Batting .385 at this point. Urso with the sidewinder delivery comes out over the outside of the plate, and Casal fouls it straight back. Now that's a curveball that misses outside. And a good decision by Joe to take that one. And Polites takes off, and he's got the base stolen. Scoreless tie here, bottom of the second inning. As Joe Casal looks in with a 2-1 count, and he's now got a teammate in scoring position in Henry Polites at second base, and Urso doesn't like the looks of it. He steps off. He and Tanner Jones are going to meet and talk things over now with a runner at second base, and they're going to make sure nobody's banging on trash cans and other under the table activities to make sure that Casal is playing this honest. Police is just trying to see if he can steal third base. I don't think he's interested in all that. And a curveball in there, strike two. And now misses inside. We've got a full count. Casal looks in for the full count with Henry Pulley to second base. One out, and the reverse move. Just keeping Pulley's honest out there. Salvi Urso sets up for his 21st pitch. He's thrown 11 balls and 10 strikes, and this one misses high and inside, and Joe Casal draws himself a walk. And up steps Jonathan Shoup. Jonathan Shoup with the county's single best walk-up song. As several pitches into the at-bat, he will have the dugout and the fans still singing along with Snoop Dogg. Shoup headed to Butler University next year. First pitch is lined into center field. Caught and relayed in. An Adam ball right at him. Up steps Malachi Woodside, and Malachi he is swinging a bat that's as hot as a fever blister on a fire ant. Two out pitch, leads him off, fastball outside taken, strike one. And this curveball misses inside. The 1-1 to Malachi Woodside. That is popped up in the shallow center field. It drops in between everyone, and the runners are moving with two outs, and Politz is going to walk in, stride across home plate, and Malachi Woodside is going to have an RBI single pop-up to shallow center field. It counts in the scorebook, folks. That's going to bring up Jalen Niles with Bennett Lee on deck with two outs and runners at the corners now. Niles chops it down the third base line for strike one. Misses. No, that's a called strike. Oh, two out. Misses down and in. That is nubbed right over second base, and it gets down, and it's going to roll into center field, and 2 runs are going to come in, and Jalen Niles continues to swing a hot bat.
Yeah, because it's on the iCloud.
Bennett Lee flew out to left field
Yeah, but
in his first at bat on a fantastic play by Terrell Howard, diving to stop things before they got started there. Jesuit with 3 runs on 3 hits this inning now. And Niles off to the races, a high chopper to the shortstop. The throw over, off the target. And Lee is going to be in safe at first base, but then he is tagged out trying to get back to first base. Goodness gracious. And Miguel Menendez is going to come out to talk it over with the umpire about whether Bennett Lee actually turned and looked like he was headed to second base. And it looks like they're not going to change their minds on this one, but Menendez is going to go talk with him. Menendez looks rather confused. Yeah, he's got his hands in the air. He looks like an entrepreneur at a Bernie Sanders rally right now.
Jerry, they say that we're so coached.
Bottom of the second, Salvi Urso gives up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and there's 1 man left on base. Top of the 3rd inning now, and it is Jesuit 3, Hillsborough 0. Up comes Donald Gorgie, the center fielder, Dominic Reeves, the right fielder, and then Adrian Arroyo, the top of the lineup at shortstop.
They got the pitch and beat them.
JD, who would you start?
Probably Ryan.
And Bennett Lee throws one down to second base.
I go west, put Dennison in the middle.
They've got a varsity ready to play.
Left, right, left.
And Mallets is ready to tackle number 8, 9, and then back up to the top of the lineup. Josh Mallets, the future Ole Miss Rebel, fires in pitch number 1, a comebacker right in his glove, kind of ice cream coned it, runs over, tosses it underhand to Cole Russo, and that's out number 1.
Number 16, Dominic Reed, the right fielder.
yeah, I want a cheeseburger now.
Wow.
And up stops Dominic Reeves, a 5'9", 160 sophomore, to face Josh Mallets. And the first pitch is bunted high. Chopper. Mallets barehands it and fires it back to first base. What a play. He covers the left-sided bunt before Nick Rodriguez could come up and get it from third base, and flings it off his back foot with a lot of mustard on it in time to first base. A fantastic play by Josh Mallets fielding his position.
Fielded the ball and threw him out of first. He laid down a punt.
So what was so exciting about
It was
that?
way off to his side.
I was going to say the description.
And he drops in a curveball for strike one taken to leadoff hitter Adrian Arroyo.
He had to turn and make a throw on the dot, which he did.
But the manager-
The 0-1 swung on and missed. And Mallets has thrown his 15th strike out of 26 pitches. And he has again been assessed a ball. And Bennett Lee's going to get permission from the umpire to go out and talk to Josh Mallets. Again, and Menendez comes in and says, are you able to see this okay? And the umpire says, look, I can see the sun fine, and it's 93 million miles away. So let me handle this, coach. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes and 2 outs. High and tight, misses, ball 2, 2-2.
He's got that green paint. Text Kenny and ask him if there's any of that green paint.
Popped up foul and out of play. Mallets lines up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fires it right by him, swinging, strike 3. That's going to bring up B.J. Graham, Cole Russo, Nick Rodriguez. And it's going to bring Miguel Menendez over to talk with home plate umpire again. He has assessed 2 strikes to Josh Mallets for, it looks like he's putting his hands, he's licking his fingers and then not wiping them off on his pants. Call me crazy, but that's what I'm thinking. And up steps B.J. Graham. He has flown out on a pop-up to the shortstop the first time up. B.J. leading the district in home runs with a 2-home-run night at Blake a week ago. In steps Urso for the pitch. Twists in a curveball that misses just low. B.J. Graham has about the most effortless power as you can imagine. Just looks like he's taking a casual swing and then off it goes over the right field fence. Misses down and in. And Urso has started off the inning with 2 balls and no strikes.
Soccer and wrestling together. We got to get the wrestling rings ordered
B.J.
ASAP.
7 runs scored. Ties him for 5th in the district. And he has walked. Or no, he has taken for ball 3.
We're going to push for him. He says 10 weeks, but then he said he'd give him 6 to 8. So
The 3-0 from Urso, taken down the middle for strike one.
That's like the same quality as last week.
Different drill master,
I can just tell. One missing.
Mr. Crawl.
The 3-1, and BJ bounces it to second base. It's gloved over there. The throw in time for a 4-3 ground out.
That was closer than it should have been.
Up steps Cole Russo. Cole Russo has walked 5 times, been hit by 3 pitches, and that gives him his on-base percentage of .542, the UCF commit. First pitch from Urso misses wide. 1-0.
Cole needs to start things going.
A tailing fastball misses outside, and it's 2-0. And Russo, the 6'2", 210 junior, always a swing away from losing one of these balls about 380 feet away. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Another tailing fastball misses wide. And it looks like they are a little happier about pitching maybe to Nick Rodriguez than to Cole Russo. But Nick's been swinging a bat that's hotter than a Rolex in a pawn shop. 3-0, misses inside. It looks like it hit him. Although it would have been ball 4 anyway. It just barely clipped his uniform right at the knee. That brings to the plate Nick Rodriguez, who's in the top 5 or 6 in the district in about 5 different offensive categories. Always a tough out, uses all the fields well, works the count well, and Urso comes in, lofts a curveball inside, and Nick Rodriguez hooks it just wide of first base for a foul ball, strike 1.
Father, was that a classmate that got married?
Yeah, it was Justin Martin.
Oh, okay.
Did he play baseball?
Yep.
Nick grounded out to the pitcher last time on a sharply hit ground ball, but Urso's reaction served him well and registered an out. Russo with a lead at first base, but a comfortable lead, not a Steelers lead, and it's 0-1. And that's a sharply hit ground ball to the second baseman. He turns it over to second, not in time on the turn to first base. And up steps Henry Polites. And Henry got the first hit of the game with a line drive to right center last time up. The first pitch from Urso misses down and away. Taken, ball 1. Polites headed to Holy Cross up in Worcester, Massachusetts next year. Batting .429 coming into the game. Urso checks Russo at first. And he's ready for the pitch, and there he goes at second base. Taken, strike 1, and he has stolen the base. And a curveball taken for strike 1 by Polites. Forgive me, that is Nick Rodriguez, and he continues to add to his stolen base total, where he leads the district now with 7 stolen bases. And he's in scoring position if Polites can manage a base hit here, or an extra base hit, and bring him around. The 1-1. Misses outside on a curveball. Trying to nip the corners here. On that sidewinder delivery, a curveball that starts really wide and is caught on the outside corner. It's really not close to a strike, but it does get some reaction to the fans on the first base side because it surely looks like the catcher's not moving his glove. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another one misses outside. It's the same pitch. They may have seen the final swing of the game the other night against Calvary Christian where an inside pitch was taken over the right field wall for a walk-off 3-run homer, and they may elect to stay on the outside corner to pull leads. Rodriguez with a good lead at second base and the 3-1. Nope, the inside move. Try and keep Nick Rodriguez honest out there. And Urso back to the stretch, and he comes set. And a high and outside ball puts Politz aboard. And if Bill James or Billy Bean or Theo Epstein or any of the other famous sabermetricians were here, they'd be very happy with that, as on-base percentage is king. Bottom of the 3rd inning in Jesuit 3, Hillsboro 0. Joe Casal on his way up to the plate. Joe walked his first time up. The 6'2", 185 senior headed up to Adrian College in Michigan next year. Batting .385 coming into this game on 5 for 13 hitting. An on-base percentage of .600, which he has helped and nudged upward with his first walk in his first at-bat. He has scored 7 runs, and that ties him for 5th in the district, and has stolen a couple of bases. He has 1 triple that adds to a slugging percentage of .538, and the right fielder is going to step in now against Salvi Urso, who has thrown 47 pitches for the Terriers. He was in the windup and realized that and caught himself with runners at first and second, and now has switched over to the stretch. Nobody holding Politz at first, nobody holding Rodriguez at second. And he gets caught way off the base. Well, the ball was thrown outside, and Rodriguez broke for third. He broke for third, and then realized the ball had been blocked well by Tanner Jones. Jones came up throwing back to second base, and Rodriguez broke for third. The throw was in time from the shortstop to third base, but it was bobbled at third base. And so that's going to be both runners advancing there. A second ball taken by Joe Casal, and he stands in for the 2-0. That misses low, 3-0.
There we go.
Lifted in the left field, and Terrell Howard has it for the out. And that is going to leave 2 men aboard. And runners left at second and third there. And in the bottom half of the third, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. And after 3, we have Jesuit 3, Hillsboro nothing. Moving right along here. We've got top of the fourth inning. The left-handed hitting Jack Slater, the second baseman, 6', 155 junior,
Jack Slater, second baseman.
steps in against Mallets. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Mallets sets to deliver his 31st pitch of the game, and he misses outside with a fastball, ball one. The second misses down and in. Not by much, but misses down and in. Now that one is popped up to the left side. B.J. Graham under it, gloves it. Out number one is in the books.
Number 11, Brady Burgess.
And Brady Burgess steps in. Brady flew out to center field, shallow center field the first time up. A .462 on base percentage and a .391 average coming into the game. Swings through a curveball for strike one. And Mallets has his curveball working nicely here tonight. Beautiful night for baseball here in Tampa. Mallets kicks. Another curveball. Gets a sort of a wave at it. Bounced just off the plate. Lee blocks it easily, and it's strike two. And here comes Mallets for his third pitch, and that's the same pitch. This time he managed to tap it. For a little foul tip. Lee scooped it up. Didn't quite get it in the air, and so it's still 0-2. Up high and tight. Ball one. If you're trying to set him up, Josh, you got him set up for that curveball now if you want. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he taps this one foul. Fought it off well. Good piece of hitting there by Brady Burgess. And he's putting together a nice at-bat here. About to see his 6th pitch of the at-bat from Josh Mallets. And Brady Burgess, the third baseman, is doing himself proud. And he swings through a fastball for strike three. And Tanner Jones, the catcher, is going to come up. Tanner, the 5'8", 150 sophomore catcher, brings in a batting average of .500 for 4th in the district coming into the game. His first time up, he flew out to left field, and this time he pushes a ground ball to right field. It would have been a base hit if it weren't for Joe Casal's alert play and strong arm, and he gets a ground out from right field to first base. Well played by Joe Casal. Mallets in the top of the 4th has no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Salvi Urso headed out to the mound. 51 pitches into this outing. And he is down by 3 runs, has given up 3 hits to Jesuits hitters. And he'll face Shoup, Woodside, and Niles.
we can lean in.
Jonathan Shoup stands in, and his first time up, he lined out to right center field. The sidewinder delivery misses just outside, 1-0. And Urso has now thrown his 52nd pitch of the game. There's strike one. Mike Manasseh, father of Camden Manasseh, has come up to join us up in the booth for this inning. Distinct pleasure to have him up here. I got to pick his brain on some things here. And Shoup, the Butler commit, takes ball two inside on a curveball. Urso's been working that curveball as much as he can tonight. Not really wanting to go right after these Jesuit hitters, which I can't blame him, Mike. The Jesuit hitters have a lot of walks, but they're not just freebies. I mean, they really work counts. They earn these walks. I mean, if that's the same observation you've had.
Absolutely. I think the offense has been a great addition this year.
We've got a meeting on the mound, and we've got a meeting at home plate between the two managers and the home plate umpire, and I'm not really sure what's up. Mike, can you tell what they're arguing over?
The game had gotten a little chippy down there with both sides kind of jawing at one another. I'm not sure what this is about, though. A lot of it started with the home plate umpire kind of nitpicking on Josh Mallets with
we could
with
pick
his
that
ball
up with
calls.
his mouth to his hand, or his hand to his mouth, and then not wiping it off apparently. But right now, Hillsboro's manager or head coach, he looks rather he looks like an entrepreneur at a Bernie Sanders rally. And you got Menendez, looks like he's trying to make a point. All four of them look like they're at a four-way stop looking at the guy on the right. So I don't know what they decided here.
I think it has to do with the chatter in the Jesuit dugout.
Okay. All right, yeah. Menendez is headed back to the dugout saying, guys, let's tone it down here. They're all gathering around him. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. A nice heated Hillsborough County District game, right?
Absolutely.
But, it's not just gaming the system and getting like four cheap balls. I mean, we get walks. This lineup gets walks on 6, 7 pitch at bats, lots of foul balls. It's great to watch because it makes it hard on the pitchers. The 2-1 comes in from Urso, and it's fouled straight back by Shoup.
What we benefit from, too, is when we face good pitchers working deep in the count. If we place teams that have just one pitcher, one or two good pitchers, we work deep into the counts and get into the bullpen early. So one guy's not going to be able to go the distance against us.
And we always see their best guy, of course. Swing and a miss, and Shoup's going to go back to the dugout on a strikeout and bring up Malachi Woodside.
Josh looks really good tonight. He's not getting the low strike, but he's definitely pounding the zone with his fastball.
Yeah, he's gotten some guys on that swinging at that curveball too. A couple of them just look like they're just not getting anywhere close to hitting this curveball. Malachi Woodside with a single on a bloop to center field the first time up, takes strike one over the outside corner.
It's interesting, the last time that Shoup came up, the outfield was playing so deep, and Shoup hit a laser to center field, which was caught. I couldn't believe how deep the team that Hillsborough was playing in the outfield. And then sure enough, Malachi comes up and hits one short, and we get the benefit of that.
And then Jalen does the same thing right after. And so that worked out perfectly because they both ended up with RBIs there. And Malachi Woodside takes one off the left hip, and he's going to be on first base now with a hit by pitch. And up steps Jalen Niles, who had that bloop single just beyond second base in his first at bat.
Jalen's leading the team in hitting too, as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Jalen he's got an average of .467, and that is the tops on the team right now. Pickoff attempt at first base, not in time. He's in the top 5 in the district in probably 4 or 5 different offensive categories right now. A great start to the year. bunts it down the third base line. Almost curved back in fair, and the third baseman grabbed it.
Good idea.
That's going to be that's going to be strike one on the foul ball down the third base line. A nice bunt. If it stayed fair, it'd have been an easy single for Jalen Niles. Woodside. Comfortable lead. I don't know if it's a Steelers lead, but he looks like he's leaning. Urso checks him. Comes set high up at the cap. Fires it and misses way outside. Back pick, not in time. As Malachi Woodside slides back in time. With all the lefties in the lineup, Mike, it's got to be it's interesting they would throw a sidearm right-handed pitcher.
They're probably throwing the best they have against us tonight.
Yep, makes sense. We've got we don't ever see the second or third pitcher from anybody. But look, I talked to Menendez about this. He said, I'm proud of our guys. They've earned it. Why not be ranked number one? And Niles with another looping pop-up to right field. It's caught, and then the throw to first base to get Malachi Woodside doubled off is not in time because the right fielder fell over his feet. He sort of strode his right foot into his back of his left shin, fell down, face planted, and Malachi's safe.
Good throw, would have had him.
Broke, he swung. It's like bunting and the other team with 2 outs.
So in play number 2, Matt Lee, the catcher.
And up steps Bennett Lee, who has flown out to left field and reached on an error. And then he was diving back to first base and got out. Pitch out. Ball one, and they do not really catch Malachi Woodside leaning. That was just ball one. Pitch number 65 from Salvi Urso into Bennett Lee. Swung on and fouled straight back off to the right side. For foul ball, strike one, 1-1. And now Urso. Looked like he was talking over something. That was just between him and his catcher. I thought he was talking to the umpire. The umpire's been busy tonight. He's got lots of discussions with everybody.
Sure has.
And there goes Woodside. Ball outside. And Tanner Jones not able to transfer it over to his throwing hand. And Woodside's in with a stolen base.
Good spot for Bennett Lee right here.
Bennett Lee stands in and looks for the 2-1 pitch from Salvi Urso. Curveball that misses outside, but Lee goes with it. Doesn't have quite enough bat, and it fouls off onto the first base side behind home plate. Retrieved by B.J. Graham, given back to the umpire, and we're at 2-2. You just get the feeling Bennett's ready to do something explosive here.
He has to lead the county in hard hit balls for outs.
Yeah, no kidding. He's probably, if I just off the top of my head, I can think of 4 or 5 that he's hit right at outfielders. And with Woodside at second base, it's not the first time we've had people at second base tonight, but Jones and Urso are going to get their signals straight together here. It's the 3rd time through for Urso to face Lee and for Lee to get a look at this sidewinder delivery. The pickoff attempt, not in time. Urso has probably thrown more to second base tonight than he has to first base. He's done the inside move a few times.
Had one guy picked off if they could have executed.
Yes, he had Nick Rodriguez picked off, and then he was safe over at third. And there, right off the handle, Bennett Lee bounces it up the middle, dropped, bobbled by the second baseman on the shortstop side of second base, but he wouldn't have had him anyway. That was a base hit, infield hit single for Bennett Lee.
Aiden Lowry going in to run for Bennett.
Mr. Coach's line, number 10, Matthew Howard. At the plate, AJ Graham.
Like our chances at the top of our lineup seeing this guy for a third time.
Yeah, no kidding. And especially this string of 4 straight lefties here against this side-armed right-handed pitcher. But we got 2 outs. And there goes Lowry for a standing up. We call it stolen base. Do we call it defensive indifference? He didn't really defensive indifference.
Yep.
He really didn't. He had
No stolen base there, but he's on second base now.
Yeah, for all that matters. That's all that really matters.
A little bit of action down in the Jesuit bullpen.
I can't see who it is, Mike. Spins a curveball, misses low. And B.J. Graham's got a 2-0 count now. Mike, can you tell who it is? And the 2-0, B.J. bounces it. Foul. Makes it 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, runners at second and third. Bradley Lowry running for Bennett Lee at second base. Malachi Woodside, who was hit by a pitch, he's at third base. Cole Russo on deck, and B.J. Graham stands in 2-1. He has flown out and grounded out. And there's a sharp line drive down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul. One of those textbook B.J. Graham laser line drives to the right side. A couple of those flew right out of the Blake Field a week ago, and that's put him as the district leader in home runs with 2. It's Trip Russo who's warming up.
That was just Josh getting some extra
it's
work.
Josh.
with the
Okay,
long inning.
got it. It's Malice just keeping himself loose. And B.J. on a curveball just gets under it. Shortstop over. Makes the grab, and Urso does a pretty good job here of getting out of that. And after 4 innings now, after 4 innings, we've got Jesuit 3 and Hillsboro 0. Massey joining me. Doug Polite's up in the booth for the 4th inning here. We're now in the top of the 5th. Jesuit leading 3-0. Josh Mallitz, 41 pitches into this. His second time to see Urso. popped out to shortstop the first time, and Mallets misses low and away with a fastball. Didn't miss by much, did he?
Not getting a lot of calls on the low fastball at all, but he's had several efficient innings, which have helped him out a bunch.
Fastball over the outside corner, and that's popped straight backward into the net for foul ball, strike two. So I gotta say, Mallets, it seems like he's been ahead of almost every hitter tonight.
Absolutely. His pitch counts are low every inning.
And the 1-2, high and in.
He's got a lot of early contact as well for outs early in the bats.
Yes, he has. He's gotten some nice one-pitch outs, especially the lead-off innings. It's really gotten him moving. A nice, smooth routine tonight. Shakes one off, kicks, fires, and there's that killer breaking ball. Just another waving swing and miss. And Urso goes down on strikes to bring up Trevor Jones. Trevor Jones, the 5'11", 165 senior, who walked his first time up tonight. And there's a called strike.
His velocity hasn't tailed off at all. It looks like it's almost hard this inning as he has any.
And a curveball misses down and in. Moves Mallets' pitch count to 47. Mike's son, Camden, the Jesuit ace, do they go strictly, Mike? I mean, here we are. We're coming up to 48 pitches with Josh Mallets. Do they kind of set ahead of time? Hey, look, if we're comfortably ahead, I'm not letting you go past 50. How does Miguel typically prepare them for that? Or does he just really kind of go for however the game's going and he just makes it up as he goes?
I think it's been interesting of late. The pitchers have come out early when we've been ahead by so much just to get other guys some work. The pitching staff is so deep. It's interesting. It really hasn't been dictated on pitch count as much as it's been our offense putting up a lot of runs and getting us ahead and us getting our guys out so they can rest.
Otherwise, you're not going to pitch for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
If you're one of the second or third guys slated to go.
We have such a deep pitching staff, and our offense has been so productive this year that it's allowed us to get other guys in early in games.
Yeah, great point. And Mallets struck out the last batter swinging, and
But
is already 0-2.
Getting to the point in the season, though, where when games are tight, he's going to let these guys go a little bit longer, I believe.
Yeah, well, this is kind of fits the script for that. And the 0-2, high fastball swung through, and Mallets has a very clean inning there. Mallets surrenders no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And now, after 4.5, we're headed to the bottom of the fifth with Jesuit 3 and Hillsborough 0. And it looks like Salvi Urso is headed back out. He is 73 pitches into it, so he's going to at least start this inning.
And still no action in the Jesuit bullpen, so it looks like Josh will probably come out for the next inning as well.
And up steps Cole Russo in the bottom of the fifth. He's grounded out and been hit by a pitch. Takes strike one. just over the outside corner.
Squared the bunt. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, no kidding. And that one is chopped foul down the right field line.
I have to give Salvi Urso a lot of credit. He's gotten a lot of weak contact. He's done a really good job changing speeds and keeping these hitters off balance. Not a lot of balls squared up tonight.
Definitely not. And then the different arm angles. He's a crafty pitcher. He really is. The kid's a sophomore, and he throws a curveball. He throws a fastball. It's not an overpowering fastball, but he comes from sometimes sidearms, sometimes three-quarters. And it really has worked. It's worked to his advantage. We've got 3 runs. Well, we scored more runs than this on a top 15 pitcher in the country.
Changes speeds really well and throws strikes.
And the windup for the 0-2 to Russo. He misses low on a curveball, bounces it in there, 1-2. The Tiger first baseman awaits the 1-2. And a curveball is nubbed off the end of the bat over to the third baseman. He'll never get it there in time. Cole gets through first base on an infield single. You take them however you can get them. Bennett Lee and Cole Russo with infield singles. We'll take it. You got a pitcher that's really doing well like Urso. Fine, just get guys on base right now.
Yep.
Bill James would love this. Just get on base.
Absolutely.
Doug, what did you say the coach would look like? A what? And a Sanders run?
An entrepreneur is Bernie Sanders, right?
That was a bloody line that that's what I thought you said. We're watching it now, either.
Nick Rodriguez takes a sidearm fastball just outside, but called strike. That was Nick Rodriguez. Saw how disappointed he looked at that, kind of like a mob boss at a pasta shortage. 0-1. Russo, a stolen base threat tonight, and that one misses inside.
Hit and
And
run.
a curveball and a hit and run, taps it foul. Not much you could do with it, but Nick Rodriguez is such a good contact hitter. He just sort of put the bat out there, taps it into foul territory on the third base side. Excellent job. I don't think I've seen anybody on Jesuit in the last couple of seasons get as many opposite field hits as Nick Rodriguez.
Absolutely. Doesn't get fooled a lot. Doesn't get overpowered. Just hits the ball where it's pitched.
I've heard you say it a million times, just hit what you see.
Absolutely.
Urso misses low and away, 2-2.
These guys sometimes get locked in and try and guess on pitches to hit when you're not being overpowered. You just need to hit what you see.
Boy, he does that really well. And Bennett does a great job of that. Really, up and down the lineup. This is a lineup that just makes you work for your outs.
And there's no holes, 1 through 9. That's the tough part of pitching against this lineup. You know, the lineups that we face, generally they have 4 or 5, maybe 6 good hitters. If you get a couple of holes, there's no breaks in this lineup at all.
Yeah, it's not like you get a break when you face Niles, Woodside, Lowry. You have just as hard a time trying to get those guys out.
Our 8 and 9 hole hitters might be our leading hitters from average-wise.
That's exactly right. And a ground ball to shortstop. To second base for the force. Back over to first for the double play. And that's going to bring up Henry Politz, who has singled to right center and walked.
Number 17, Polish,
And Urso throwing his 83rd pitch. misses outside 1-0.
He's done a great job changing speeds and keeping our hitters off balance. He's induced so much weak contact tonight.
He's not come inside much to any of them. He stays out there. And again, misses well outside 2-0. And that's how he's approached these lefties. He's not come inside. I can't recall one unless he missed it and just missed it down and in. Like that one, 3-0, and Politz does a little jump back. And it's 3-0, and I would guess he's going to be taken, but we'll see. No, he's not. There's a fly ball to right field, and he looks like he's under it at the warning track, and he gets it for the third out.
Squared it up well. Best ball hit tonight.
Continue our compliments to Salvi Urso, who's now 85 pitches into this, and he gets no runs that inning. One hit, the infield single from Russo. No errors and nobody left on base, and really not much of a threat from the Tigers that inning. Excellent job so far by Salvi Urso. Who's in that? Is that Mallett still? Yeah, looks like Mallett's is still out there. He's going to face 8, 9, and 1. So the top of the lineup will get a third look at Josh Mallett. And I don't see any substitutions at this point. We've got same fielders, same lineup, everything. Moving right along, and we are in the top of the 6th inning here. Josh Mallett toes the rubber, and he's going to face Donald Gorgie, the center fielder, who has grounded out in a comebacker to Mallett. And he starts this one off with a ball chopped really high and foul down the left field line.
A lot of first pitch strikes for Josh tonight.
Let's see exactly how many. Swinging. Strike 2. I don't have it. And the 0-2 from Mallett. Swinging, strike 3 on a curveball. Josh has just done a beautiful job tonight of staying ahead of hitters. Really hasn't had to dial up a fastball up into the 90s. His upper 80s fastball has been perfectly plenty enough to get by them when that's what he's trying to throw.
You could dial that one up a little bit.
Yep, but he uses that curveball. It obviously adds a couple of miles an hour to your fastball when you have a curveball like that. And he can throw it for a strike, but tonight he's gotten swings on it when it misses low.
Didn't have a lot of strikeouts early, got a lot of weak contact, but the last couple of innings, the strikeout total has kind of added up a little bit more.
Swinging, strike 2 on a curveball that was well out of the zone. He's just really got these guys off balance. Two balls, 2 strikes on a fastball that missed upstairs. And Mallett fires a fastball that's fouled back and out of play to the number 9 hitter, the right fielder Dominic Reeves, the sophomore,
Great
who then watches a curveball that just misses low. He took off for the dugout. He had no question he had struck out. And Bennett kind of hopped up and was ready to toss that ball.
The batter was walking back to the dugout because he thought it was a third strike.
Yes, that I think everybody but the umpire thought that was strike three. And there is strike three as Mallets throws a fastball and a check swing, strike three.
He called that a ball because of pass behavior.
Mallets looked over after that, what was ball three, and looked very confused because looking at the umpire, you see him, he's halfway to the dugout. You gonna call him back over here?
You don't see that very often. 2-2 pitch. Everybody in the ballpark knew it was a strike. The batter was walking back to the dugout. The umpire called it a ball.
6 or 7 paces back. He was out of the dirt. He was already a foot onto the grass. Interesting. So anyway, Mallets gets swinging strike one. And now that's a curveball just at the end of the bat. Picks it up just inside the foul line. Flips it over to Cole Russo for the third out. Good job fielding his position.
He's had several athletic plays on the mound tonight.
He's fielded wonderfully. Really, really good job. Another very clean inning from Josh Mallets. Not bad to be 6 innings into this and throw 64 pitches. And he's given up no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base that inning. Mallets has let's see, Mallets has a lot of first pitch strikes. I do not have that stat on hand, but I know that Hillsborough has not done much hitting the ball tonight against Josh Mallets.
Umpire talking to Coach Menendez again. Looks like there's some words exchanged between Josh and the first base dugout after that play was made at first base.
Okay.
Coaching staff from Hillsborough came out and complained to the umpires.
Okay. Well, and now Menendez is talking with his coaches, and don't know what's going to come of that. Here comes the Hillsborough head coach coming out talking again to the home plate umpire. Yeah, that is exactly what he's complaining about. I mean, this home plate umpire, this guy's as busy as a rat in a Cheeto factory. He's been to that dugout, to pitcher's mound, to our dugout, back to home plate, back to our dugout. This guy's running around.
Hillsborough coach is still out on the field.
Okay. Well, we have Joe Casal coming up, and Joe has flown out to left field after walking his first time up. And we're in the bottom of the 6th, and it's a 3-0 game. Misses outside on a curveball. Slow, loopy curveball that misses just outside. And Casal stands in for the 1-0. That one misses down and away. And I have not seen anyone warming up in their bullpen.
No action in the bullpen.
Neither one.
Tonight. Looks like he's their guy.
He is 88 pitches into this. And Casal pops one into left field. And the
That
left
could be
fielder
out
headed
here.
back.
Home
That's
run,
going to be gone.
Joe Casal.
And Joe Casal secure the cabin for departure. Joe Casal has cleared the field. A long fly ball for Joe Casal carries into the bleachers of the football stadium. Jumped right on there.
Urso done such a good job staying away from the hitters all night. Finally threw a fastball in, and Joe Casal took advantage of it.
Yep. At first, the left fielder's going back, and then you could just see him let up. And at first, you couldn't tell if it was one of those here that's going to get hung up and get caught at the warning track. But then it was, he clearly gave up on it, and there was no doubt after that. A ball to Jonathan Shoup. Shoup lays off of that one, but it's called strike one, and it's 1-1. Taken low, ball 2, 2-1. And that is going to be another one. That is a long, long fly ball, and it carries over the right field wall. Flight JS001 has left and cleared the tower. That is Shoup's first one of the year. Both Casal and Shoup go back to back with their first home runs each of the year.
Another fastball in.
Wow. Yep, we had talked about that. He had done such a good job of staying away from hitters, and here he ends up missing on the inner half twice. 2 home runs, and this one's...
They made him pay for it.
Yep, it's now 5-0 Jesuit. And let's see who they bring in.
It's like number 11.
Well, 11 is Burgess. Brady Burgess, who is he's got, let's see, what do we have with Brady? He was playing third base. Brady's had 5 appearances, 14.1 innings. He's given up 16 hits, 10 earned runs for an earned run average of 4.88. He struck out 9 and walked 17 batters. So his calling card so far has been his hitting and his third base play, but he can throw. Watching him warm up here, he's throwing the ball pretty hard. So who's that going to be going to third base now? After back-to-back home runs from Casal and Shoup, we have Brady Burgess up pitching for the Terriers, and Malachi Woodside comes in. He pops it foul, and at this point, Jesuit now has a 5-run lead on 7 hits, and that is 7 more than Hillsborough's had off Josh Mallitz tonight. A ground ball at the first baseman, hot shot, but he gloves it easily and steps on the bag, and Malachi Woodside's out.
Now playing first base, former pitcher Charlie Wilson.
That was Ursa that made the play over there at first base. Good play.
That brings up number 1, Galen Miles, the shortstop.
Have a pinch hitter, A.J. Nestler.
Yeah, it looks like A.J. Nestler, who has a home run against Blake a week ago as well. Sophomore sees the first pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. And he's at an 0-1 count. He heard some groaning from the crowd, so he went out and broomed off the plate so everybody could see clearly where he's calling these. The wind up. Fires it up and away and misses ball 1.
AJ's a really good young hitter. He's got a really bright future on the offensive side of the ball here at Jesuit for the next couple of years.
Definitely. He'll be a middle of the order bat for the next couple of years for sure. 1-1, he swings through it for a swinging strike 2.
I didn't follow through, man. I pulled up.
Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3 on Nestler. Oh, it looked like a low fastball, and that brings up Bennett Lee. Bennett has flown out to left field, reached on an error, and reached on an infield single. Burgess kicks and fires, and it is taken low and away, ball 1. He didn't miss by much, but it was low. Not coming inside much. They're staying off on that outside corner. Again, that's where it is, and this one is lined into right field. Tracks it down and squeezes it, and that's going to take care of the bottom half of the 6th.
And on the 6th inning, the Tigers hit themselves 2 more runs because of 2 home runs they scored on the
So 2 runs, the 2 home runs from Casal and Shoup, the 2 hits on the inning, no errors, nobody left on base. And out to the mound goes Josh Mallitz. He will now face Jack Slater, Brady Burgess, and Tanner Jones, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Doug Polite's back here at Higher Family Park for Jesuit versus Hillsborough. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Big thank you out to Mike Manassi for coming to provide color for a few innings. And Josh Mallitz, the starting pitcher, fires in a fastball low and away that has a soft liner out to left field where B.J. Graham grabs it. And there is out number 1.
Number 11, Brady Burgess, the pitcher.
Last inning's totally fair game discussion.
And up steps Brady Burgess to receive Mallitz's 66th pitch, and there is a line drive base hit to center field. That will be here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. In the top of the 7th, the first hit of the game off Josh Mallitz.
So the pitcher will be 28, Brady Burgess.
Mallitz quickly sends a ball over in a pickoff attempt, trying to hit the undo button on that hit. Kicks and fires and misses low and away. 1-0, and Tanner Jones stands in. Tanner Jones has flown out and grounded out.
Come on, Josh.
Mallitz misses. It's 2-0. And he has thrown 68 pitches thus far. A very clean game for Josh Mallitz. It's just been very difficult for them to get ahead in the count on or get clean contact. Lots of swings and misses tonight. And that one's fouled straight backward. The 2-1 kicks, fires, hooked foul down the left field line, and it is 2-2. Swing and a miss. And now it's the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs here at Jesuit. Salvi Urso, the original pitcher of the game, stands in to face Josh Mallitz, looking to close this off. Pickoff attempt to first base, not in time, keeping him honest over there, as Maddox King, the courtesy runner, takes a lead, but not much of one, and Mallitz fires it in, taken, strike 1 over the outside corner. Oh, and 1 kicks, spins off a curveball high, chopping Baltimore chop to Rodriguez, who gloves it and fires it across the diamond. A nice scoop by Cole Russo at first base, and that's going to do it. A 1-hitter from Josh Mallitz. What a great job tonight by Josh Mallitz.
Once again, hand up for Josh for 1 hitter this evening.
So for Mallitz this evening, he pitches 7 innings, faces 23 batters, 20 balls, 50 strikes, throws 70 total pitches, gives up no earned runs, strikes out 9, gives up 1 hit, 1 walk, and he throws 18 first pitch strikes for a 78% first pitch strike percentage. Congratulations to Josh Mallets and to the Jesuit Tigers, the #1 team in the country, as they now go 8-0. 2 home runs headline the offense tonight. Back-to-back home runs in the 6th inning from Joe Casal to left field, and then Jonathan Shoup to right field. We will not have any more home games for about 2 weeks now, if I have my calculation correct, and so the streaming won't be going on for visiting games. As we go on the road, we don't have streaming capabilities. The next game will be at Countryside on Thursday, and then we play Jefferson in the Saladino tournament. And those locations for the Saladino tournament next week, none of them are here at Jesuit. We are not one of the host fields. Thank you all. This is Doug Polite signing off from Higher Family Park, and we appreciate you joining us tonight.